So some really key details like that I think pilots will appreciate. Again, it comes down to the price because a brand new Sparker will run you over $400,000, which again is where we see all these airplanes going now. And then of course in March I wanted to do something different, and if you haven't taken notice, this is where I really taking the channel. I want to tell better stories, and I had the opportunity to check out Alpine. This is an historical community in the aviation world. If you've ever dreamed of living in an air park where you can land and take off with your own airplane, this community, Alpine, out in Wyoming, this is one of the first, one of the best, one of the premium communities in the aviation space, and I got a chance to check it out. I was there for a couple of days. It was during the winter, so it was very snowy out there, but I will say outside of flying, just checking out Wyoming and the views out there is just, it's breathtaking. So I had a great time, and I also officially introduced you guys to Alpha Pop Greg, who is an incredible pilot, but also a crazy guy in real world. When you meet him, sit with this guy, he's fun to be around, but he loves flying, he loves aviation, so much so that he built his entire life, or I would say his entire second life, around flying. That was an incredible piece, and I really enjoyed making that series, which I would love for you guys actually to watch. You can see the home tour because he let me actually give you guys a tour of his house at the air park, and then of course we have some flight videos, and more recently I made a longer form documentary telling the story of Greg, so make sure you check those out. And then in April I got a chance at Sun and Fun to check out one of my favorite airplanes of all time, the Evolution. Now Evolution has had quite the history. As you know, Lancers have been producing experimental kits and airplanes for decades now, and unfortunately, like everything in aviation, capital intensive, and so you have all these brands exchange hands. They go bankrupt, or they go out of business, or they get bought out. And for a long while there, the Evolution, which is the turbine kit model for Lancer, just was quiet. And I understand that partly is because of the cost to build this airplane, but when you take a closer look at the Evolution, it does a lot of things really well. It is a fast airplane. It is also an airplane you can slow down very nicely. If you know how to fly a Cessna 180 very well, you would transition easy into an Evolution. So with this plane, you've got the speed, you've got the economics, you've got the range, and you've also got the capability because you have a good amount of useful load where you can carry 4 people and go the distance at 300 knots. That's nothing to sneeze at. And so I've always admired this plane from afar, and it was really cool to actually be up close and personal with one. And I hope you guys enjoy that video. May 2024, that was one of the longest months of my entire life because a lot of big life decisions were made during that time of the year.